Don King is the most influential promoter in boxing history, a Hall of Fame member, a figure without whom the rumble in the jungle and the Thrilla in Manila wouldn't exist. He made stars from Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson to Larry Holmes and dozens of other boxers, who later sued him for robbing them. Don King, who organized over 500 title fights, had the mercilessness of Pablo Escobar and the mind of Friedrich Gauss. So who is he really? A brilliant promoter or the vilest and deceitful man in boxing history? In this video, I suggest you watch carefully how Don King throws Mike Tyson.
Promote that drama like Don King. You see the charm, you see the rings, 'cause I promote that drama like Don King.
Don grew up in the black quarters, and it goes without saying that in the 30s and 40s, it was not easy to pull yourself out of there. King decided to follow in the footsteps of many boys like him and go in for boxing. The fact that Don never became a fighter is thanks to his being knocked out at the main U.S. amateur tournament Gold Gloves level. But boxing can be useful outside of the ring, so the young King formed a gang that was engaged in extortion and became literally a curse for small traders. Among other things, he was clever and understood that while this activity brought in good income, it was unlikely to be sustainable. King, seeing how his interest in sports was increasing, decided to take up the betting business, much to the benefit of his acquaintances. King had what could be called a solid amount of money, and his list of debtors looked no less solid. Don, living by his old code, would rough people up when they got out of line. In 1967, he was found guilty of having killed Sam Garrett, who worked for King and owed him $600. He received a very dubious reprimand, 4 years. After serving his 4 years behind bars, King began to earn a more or less legitimate living by organizing battles. In the beginning, he simply looked for healthy guys everywhere and found no shortage of contestants. But soon, through singer Lloyd Price, he met the magnificent Cassius Clay, better known to the general public as Muhammad Ali. The latter quickly came under Don's spell, impressed with his wit and resourcefulness. After a while, King became Ali's business partner, and from this moment, King began his journey into the world of professional boxing. In 1988, King's next victim became Mike Tyson. Tyson's coach was always against his cooperation with this sneaky businessman and carefully guarded his prize fighter against King.
Bill and I both feel that Mike Tyson is definitely going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. The real question is when.
I just know what I have in the back of my head. I have a goal that me, Cuss, Jim Jacobs, and my trainer Kevin Rooney all planned. And God forbid, if anything happened to Cuss, we're all professionals and we're going to continue.
Anybody that wants to stay in the business for a long period of time like myself, I plan on staying in boxing. I would like to box for at least a good 20 years because I love the game.
However, after his death and the death of his close friend, James Leslie Jacobs, Don got his way and started doing business with Mike.
He is going back to recapture the heavyweight crown. Our son, our brother, our friend, Mike Tyson, our future, Mike Tyson.
He made a superstar from the talented young fighter and made it so that people would gladly give away their fortunes just for the opportunity to look at Mike.
No. Get off my hand. I ain't doing it, you scumbag. You.
Ladies and gentlemen, once and for all, let's get ready to rumble 12 rounds.
June 1988, Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. This bout represented a contrast of styles, with Tyson's speed and devastating power up against the unorthodox style of Spinks, who rarely looks impressive but has always found a way to win. Larry Holmes, the only man to have faced both fighters, predicted a Tyson win by knockout in 2 to 3 rounds.
Goes to work again.
has ever been down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
6, 7.
Sums received by Tyson for his fights throughout the mid-90s totaled almost $140 million. At the time, Mike was considered to be the richest athlete on the planet.
And we have a new era in boxing.
But then, like a snowstorm, a rape charge stuck. Tyson, being in a difficult situation, asked his lawyers and financiers to check their bank accounts. As a result, it turned out that he had $20 million in debt.
Oh, shit.
King had plundered the money, taking advantage of the loopholes in the cleverly crafted contract.
Because everything was chaos. I was fighting with a wife, with managers, with promoters and managers fighting. I was torn between everybody because I wanted to be loyal to everyone. I never had a chance to be loyal to myself.
Tyson sued King for $100 million, claiming that he had been robbing him for more than 10 years. But in the end, King settled out of court with a sum of $14 million.
And it was almost as if Robin Givens was the jab that set him up for the right hand of Don King.
I'm a controversial figure because I succeed in spite of, not because of. Many people that have been beleaguered with the problem that I've been assaulted and assailed with would have been gone a long time ago. They wouldn't even be here.
Don, being an ardent racist, psychologically took advantage of Tyson and changed him for the worse, convincing him that white people were not to be trusted. Everything he did was to benefit himself.
All right, fans, here we go with our main event.
August 1995, Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. This match marked the return of Mike Tyson to professional boxing after over 4 years away due to his 1991 arrest and subsequent conviction for rape in 1992, which led to Tyson serving 3 years in prison.
The past few months, and here we go. And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely. Seconds in. With McNeely pounding away, Mike Tyson going to the uppercuts on the inside.
Tyson seeming to just hang back there waiting for that one shot. Mills Lane had stopped that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads. Oh.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes McNeely again.
McNeely's hurt this time, Steve. He's very hurt. He can barely stand up. This fight has got about 30 seconds left.
They want Tyson to go to the neutral corner.
The fight lasted only 89 seconds, with Tyson earning an easy victory via disqualification. The more scandals that Tyson was involved in,
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
the more people watched the broadcasts of his bloodbaths. The trusting Mike loved King and became very attached to him, but in the end, he received a knife in the back.
Because I was just a young kid, 18 years old, 17 years old. I was too young to even sign a contract with those guys. But I signed the contract, because they died, I signed the contract with these guys. And they took, what, a third of what I had? Eventually, I got rid of them, and then I got caught up with this other piece of shit, Don King, who's just a wretched, slimy, reptilian motherfucker, right? This is supposed to be my brother, my black brother, right? He's just a bad man. He's a real bad man. He abused you, and he would kill his mother for $1. He's ruthless, he's deplorable. He doesn't know how to love anybody. That's just the way he is.
The greatest country in the world, man. This is America, baby.
In 1987, I had all the top heavyweights, and he who controls the heavyweight champion controls all of boxing.
It's no secret that in the 80s and 90s, Don King was a major figure in the boxing world. Under his wing, nearly every champion flourished. Any emerging fighter who wished to move forward had to come to King, and if not, his path to a championship fight would be complicated. That was Don King, but you have heard only a small part of his story. If you are eager to know more about King, leave a comment below. And don't forget to click the like button if you like this video.